All right. It's officially game week, 2 days away from the opening of the season on Thursday night. Now, we had a pretty fun night last Friday with our live snake draft. And I know some people have been curious to see what kind of rankings we had post-draft. Who had the best draft? Who had the worst draft? Who needs a lot of work? Well, I'm here to help you out with that. I decided to put together a little system and rank per position each team on a scale of 1 to 10. Some teams might have got a 10, others may have got much less than that. I basically took all those figures, averaged them all together to get a total draft average for each team. Now, to be honest with you, when we went into this, I really had an idea who I thought would have the best draft per my rankings. Well, I was absolutely wrong. And not that I thought this person had a poor team, but I just was surprised that they would have ranked out the way they did. But let's get right to it. So the team that actually had the lowest ranking, which is a little bit surprising because likes to talk a little bit of game, a little bit of smack. That team that ranked lowest with an 8.0 total average would be the real Slim Brady. Now, Ben, talk a little game. Per my rankings, your draft game came up a little small. Here's to hoping the rest of the season works out better for you. Now, there was a lot of ties, a lot of teams with the same ranking. You know, we're ranking on a scale of 1 to 10. Mainly, I didn't get into 8.2s and 1s. I did pretty much 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5. I tried to keep it pretty standard. I didn't want to get too wild with it. And ended up having several teams right in the middle, averaging an 8.36. Those teams, Devontae's Inferno, the Clayton Bigsby's, Chilltown, Speed Goats, all you guys, 8.36, solid ratings. That is the top or third best among all teams. So that just gives you an idea. You've seen the rosters. You know who you thought had the best team. Those teams all ended up tied for third. Surprising. But that leads us to number 1. Last season, this league was gifted over to me from the original creator, the original commish. And this season, coming off his runner-up finish last season, the commish, former, had the number 1 draft ranking per my rankings. I was shocked by this because he actually had the worst ranking of any groupings with his running backs at a 6.5. Mainly because Miles Sanders is your number 1 running back. Little concerning if you're me, but maybe he's a diamond in the rough. You know, maybe he's gonna show out. We'll find out. But for now, everybody can congratulate Moon Knight with the average of an 8.5 draft ranking for having the number 1 rated draft class. Now the hype, the pressure, now it's all on Moon Knight to back it up. Did he draft the right team? We're going to find out. We're going to find out really quickly. So we'll see. If you didn't like your draft ranking, I'm going to have them posted and listed in the League Manager note. If you don't like the ranking, you know what that means? You got to go to work. Free agents are out there. You got to find them. If you need help finding those free agents, I know somebody you can call. Just ring up Chilltown. I like to do research. I like to check things out. You have questions, I've got answers. Just give me a call. We'll work it out. I'm sure we can come up with some kind of deal that will be satisfying for both of us. But don't just sit on the sidelines and hope your team's magically going to improve. You got to do the work. Season starts on Thursday. Hope you're ready. Now, generally, every week we're going to do a breakdown of matchups, each team and who they face off against, who I see has the advantage, and I actually give you a prediction who I think is going to win. Well, this is week 1. I just wanted to focus on the matchup of the week. This week, we have our defending champ, Devontae's Inferno, going up against the team that had the number 1 overall pick, which was the former Steel Domination and the new, we'll see about improved, Jujubes. Now, if I pronounced that wrong, I apologize. Just let me know how the proper pronunciation is. But going against Devontae's Inferno, Jujubes has quite a tall task. I would say JD pretty much ran this league last year. I think it was a consensus that his team was the best one. That's hard to do in fantasy. Well, this is a new year. It's a new team. And the question is, can he do it again? His team looks good. ESPN says it will. Now, for me, if I'm Jujubes, I love the receiver. I think Juju Smith-Schuster was a fine pick at number 1 because I think he's going to be the best receiver in the entire league, point-wise. But to say the running back position leaves a little bit to be desired will be an understatement. James White and Duke Johnson Jr. are not starting running backs for their respective teams. So it's hard for me to base them as starting running backs on a fantasy team. Now, they can be quality, they can get points. They may end up going out and getting 20 points this week. But if that's your baseline running backs, I think you really got to take a look and see what's out there. Because that's going to be tough to sustain throughout the whole season if you're using backup running backs as your running backs. For that reason, and really that reason alone, I think the teams are pretty evenly matched. I'm going to side with ESPN's projections, and I'm going to give Devontae's Inferno a slight advantage here. And so I think in a close matchup, they'll pull it out, and we'll see if JD is on his way to a back-to-back championship. The rest of the matchups, I will say there will be a breakdown within the manager note of each of those matchups. I don't want to stop that. I think that's important for everybody gets a little shine during the week to know what I think and what I think could help their teams or hurt their teams or what's going to be a trouble spot for them. So I think it's important to have that in there, and that will always be a staple of those manager notes. But I wanted to separate that out because I did want to touch on one other thing for this league. I love the league. It's been around a long time. I wanted us to take the next step, the next level, so to speak. So I've done that. I've reached out to a creator on Fiverr, which, in case you aren't aware, that is basically a website that you can go out and if you need something done, these are creators that can take care of that for you. And so I reached out to someone on there to create a Legacy League logo. Now, I created one myself, a little bit copyright infringing on some other things that have already been created by other people. This one is actually going to be specific to us. This is going to be our personal league logo. I've received that yesterday. I've kind of shown it off to a couple of people. I'm going to finalize that, and that's going to be our new logo for the league. Really excited about it. I've kind of been wanting to do that even last year, but really excited to have that in place for this season. And the other piece that I want to touch on is for the first time this season, we're actually going to give away a trophy of some sort. Now, we haven't decided what that trophy is going to be. Is it going to be a ring? Will it be a regular Lombardi trophy? Could it be a championship belt? A lot of possibilities there. But one thing that will be incorporated will be this new logo, which is very exciting for me. That's one reason I wanted to have that in place prior to deciding on the trophy for the league. But no longer will it just be a piece on a website that shows that you were victorious. No. From going forward, if you win this league, you will have a tangible thing to hold to say you were the best Legacy League fantasy performer for that season. So this is something extra to work for and to work towards. I look forward to battling with everyone. Again, if you have any questions, suggestions, things you really want to get off your chest, just reach out to me and let me know. You can send me an email. You can text me, however you want to get in touch. Just make sure we get that taken care of. I don't want anybody to be upset in the league. I want everybody to get their fair share and get their fair time, their thoughts heard. And so that's what we're here for. Have fun. Do your work. I want this to be a competitive league. To me, these teams this season are the most balanced I've ever seen in this league. I think any team has the ability to win the whole championship. But it starts now. There's free agents out there right now that can be picked up. I've made a couple of moves. I know other people have made a couple of moves. There's been lots of trades. Things are changing at a quick pace. Make sure you monitor your team, get ready for week 1, and I look forward to a great 2019-2020 Legacy League season. Have a good one.